Well guys, here we are with the very modified NX500, and I've done a lot to this bike, and I guess the question is, have I reached the point where I really can't get it any better than what it is? Well, you know, no bike's perfect, and there's probably two big things left on this bike that I haven't changed or haven't done anything about, and one of them is power in the NX500. Well, we did do the Black Widow exhaust, and that swapped out the Arrow exhaust, and the Arrow exhaust came from Italy, and that was $620 here in Australia. The Black Widow exhaust was about $410 or something like that roughly here in Australia, so I spent nearly $1,100 or $1,050 Australian on exhaust for this bike so far. The way to get more power on this Learner Legal bike is to allow more air and fuel in and more exhaust out. So how do we improve all those things? Well, we did that with the muffler, we did that with the K&N filter, but is it enough? It does make a little bit of a difference, you do notice it, but I think there's more to be had. What if this was tuned differently so that it delivered more air and fuel into the combustion, into those two cylinders? How do we do that? And look at this. Here we have, from 550 Performance in the USA, the remapped ECU and air intake system. So let's get that open and have a look at that. Okay, in the box, that is actually a sock to go over the air filter, and here is that air filter. So it's a uni filter, a foam filter, goes over the intake snorkel. There is my remapped ECU inside there, we'll get to that, and here is a high flow air intake. Okay, high flow air intake. So this is a different colour now to what I saw on Patch Bandit's episode where he fitted this. His looked like a creamy light colour, but this is a dark grey. So maybe they've changed their plastic, but look at the size of that. It's like the size of my hand. And that goes directly onto your throttle bodies, and then air intake directly onto that. So it is completely unrestricted airflow straight into the throttle bodies. High flow intake with remapped ECU and the Black Widow exhaust. They say 20% more torque and 14 extra horsepower. So it'll be interesting to see how this goes. I can't wait to get this fitted and try it out. Just having a bit of a break at this point because I want to talk about this one. Someone asked me questions about warranty. So what is not covered by warranty? Let's have a look at that. Normal wear and tear, defects, blah blah blah, normal maintenance not included. However, any work or adjustment performed by persons other than a Honda authorised dealer, it could be me. And down here, vehicles modified from Honda original specifications, including but not limited to modifications of sprocket size, gear ratios, check, electrical loads, not yet, I'm not putting lights on, and intake and exhaust system changes. Intake and Black Widow exhaust. I'm thinking my warranty is out the window, and guess what? Well, you know what this means? Yes, I am the warranty. So all of that now completely removed and replaced with just that very small, very lightweight intake. That goes directly onto the throttle body of the engine right there. And so what we're going to do now is remove this gasket very carefully out of the original factory airbox. I'm going to fit that back in here. Now I'm going to use marine grease to help seal the seal. Now that is so clean and simple. There's the throttle body, well, the butterflies are literally right there, and that's it. That's all you've got is that for your intake. And once we fit this back in from 550 Performance, what I've done is lined up the bolt here, so that means I can only need to pop off this side cover, go straight in through here, unscrew that, and I can reach in hopefully under the tank or even from here and pop that air filter off for cleaning. Now that the air box has been removed, up inside here there is so much space. Look, I can fit my whole hand all up in underneath the tank there. Tons of room. Now all I need to do is reassemble everything, install the battery, the side panels, get those on, and then lastly the seat before we can go and do a test ride.